You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio. I'm David Preston on this Thursday, June 22nd. The U.S. Coast Guard announces some very sad news about the Titanic-bound submersible that has been missing for days, and about the people aboard. Rory Rossell has this story.
The search for the missing submersible is still ongoing, though the U.S. Coast Guard said late yesterday that there was debris discovered within the search area of the missing Titanic submersible. And after being assessed, it was found that the debris was from an external body of the sub, specifically the nose cone. According to the reports from the U.S. Coast Guard, later they found 4 other pieces of debris, and the debris was from a catastrophic loss of pressure to the chamber and the water column. The debris was located on the ocean floor, roughly 500 meters from the bow of the Titanic, and it was located at around 8:55 a.m. this morning. The U.S. Coast Guard Rear Admiral speaks during the press briefing that happened earlier today and says that the search will still continue, but the challenging environment will be difficult to locate the people who were on board. According to authorities, listening devices did not record any sign of catastrophic failure during the search, and authorities were reported to demobilize medical personnel and all vessels involved in the search for the next 24 hours. The Admiral also says that it is reportedly too early to discuss whether there will be an investigation or not.
The structure fire that occurred in Las Vegas that destroyed the new construction apartment complex and deemed a total loss is still causing more spot fires around the fire scene. RJ Camacho has more on this story.
The structure fire that occurred in Las Vegas late Monday afternoon this week is reportedly causing other spot fires in the area due to the radiant heat and flying embers from when the initial fire occurred. When responding to a report of a dumpster fire at 79,000 West Sunset, firefighters discovered several palm trees, bushes, a dumpster near the building, and a rubber membrane that was ablaze. Rubber membranes are common material used for waterproofing commercial buildings. The fire was extinguished and no extension of fire spread into the building. However, that was not the only fire caused in relation to the West Mall Avenue structure fire. Another fire occurred on 7960 Rafael Rivera Way near the 215 apartments when several trees and bushes caught fire. Upon arrival, it was discovered that multiple dumpsters, shrubs, and materials on the apartment clubhouse roof had ignited. Fire crews extinguished the fire that spread to the roof's attic. Crews remained in the area for approximately 3 hours, extinguishing spot fires, patrolling for new fire starts. Meanwhile, investigation continued at the site of the original fire. According to Assistant Fire Chief Brian O'Neill, 1 truck is in place to provide ongoing protection to the clubhouse that was undamaged. The fires are deep-seated in the piles of burning debris and occasionally flare up. That engine is tasked with keeping any growing fires small and not allowing a fire to grow to a size that would create a threat to the clubhouse. Until the large piles of debris can be dispersed and extinguished, they will continue to smolder and produce smoke. If high winds create favorable conditions for a larger fire, the truck on scene will call in additional personnel and equipment. As of recording, crews are rotating on 4-hour schedules in order to maintain a 24-hour per day coverage of the site. 3 engines are tasked with providing assistance to the investigative efforts, and structural engineers were brought in to evaluate the structural stability of the concrete under the buildings, completing the task both on ground and via drones. An investigative task force is now in place with personnel from the Clark County Fire Investigations, Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Investigations, Henderson Fire Investigations, Nevada State Fire Marshal Investigations, and the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms National Response Team. The value of the apartment complex was at $90 million and was 75% complete at the time of the fire. The additional heavy equipment that was requested has not yet arrived and is expected to arrive before the end of the day. The cause of the fire is still currently under investigation.
Two parents are arrested for second-degree murder.
The parents of an 8-month-old baby are arrested for second-degree murder after their child dies from fentanyl and methamphetamine overdose. On November 15th of last year, the Boulder City Police Department and Fire Department personnel responded to a residence on the 1600 block of Broadmoor Circle in Boulder City upon receiving a report of an unresponsive 8-month-old child that was not breathing. Upon arrival, Fire Department rescue personnel administered life-saving efforts and transported the child to St. Rose Sienna Hospital, located in Henderson, where the child was pronounced deceased. Upon receiving a copy of the deceased child's autopsy report from the Clark County Coroner's Office and learning that the child's cause of death was a result of fentanyl toxicity with another significant condition of recent methamphetamine exposure, Boulder City police detectives conducted interviews with both parents. During their respective interviews, both parents disclosed that the child had been exposed to a mixture of methamphetamine and fentanyl after the father had spilled a bag of fentanyl mixed with methamphetamine on their bed and later allowed the child to crawl on the same bed where the substance were spilled. On June 15th of this year, the Boulder City Police Department obtained arrest warrants for both parents on a charge of second-degree murder. This charge is based upon their making available a controlled substance resulting in death. On June 16th of this year, Boulder City Police Department officers arrested both parents on the murder warrants and transported them to the Clark County Detention Center.
A Republican candidate running for president has recently received multiple endorsements from fellow Republican senators.
Today, Governor Ron DeSantis has announced that he has been endorsed by 15 South Carolina state legislators for president. With this, DeSantis now boasts endorsements from state legislators in a third early nominating state. DeSantis is also scheduled to hold an event in the Palmetto State on Thursday, in what will be his second visit to South Carolina since announcing his candidacy. These endorsements follow the South Carolina Republican Party voting on Saturday to move their primary back to February 24th. Which was a major victory for DeSantis' campaign. Senator Josh Kimbrell says, Governor DeSantis' leadership has made Florida a refuge for those seeking freedom in a nation where it is under attack. No Republican in the country has beaten the radical left more than Governor DeSantis, and he is the only candidate in this race who can defeat Joe Biden, put energy back in the executive, and deliver on a bold conservative agenda that Republicans across South Carolina are looking for.
News 25 will be back after this break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Today, a Nevada senator announced the renewal of the Equality Act, which helps protect LGBTQ+ Americans from discrimination.
Today, U.S. Senator Jackie Rosen helped introduce the Equality Act to prohibit discrimination against LGBTQ+ Americans. This legislation would help provide comprehensive protections for members of the LGBTQ+ community by banning discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity in numerous aspects of everyday life. This includes things such as education, employment, public accommodations, and housing, among other areas. Senator Rosen states, the alarming rise of attacks on LGBTQ+ Americans demands we take swift action. I'm proud to help introduce the Equality Act to ban the cruel discrimination against the LGBTQ+ community and provide protections for all Americans regardless of who they are or who they love. This comes as no surprise, as Senator Rosen has been a supporter of the LGBTQ+ community. In fact, last Congress, Senator Rosen helped pass the historic Bipartisan Respect for Marriage Act, which requires states to recognize all marriages legally performed in other states, which includes same-sex marriages, and provides expanded legal protections at the federal level for marriage equality. She also happened to co-sponsor the Great Leadership Overseas for the Benefits of Equality Act, or the GLOBE Probe Act to incorporate the protection of LGBTQ+ rights in U.S. foreign policy and establish a permanent special envoy for the human rights of LGBTQ+ persons at the State Department.
Rory is with us to talk about a wage increase that will be happening on the 1st of the month.
The Office of Labor Commissions wants to remind Nevada employers that minimum wage will increase effective July 1st, 2023. In 2019, a bill was signed and passed by the Nevada legislature to increase minimum wage by 75 cents gradually each year until 2024. The state of Nevada's wage system is based off of health benefits, and with the raise of wages starting July 1st, people who are offered health benefits will be paid $10.25 an hour, and people who are not offered health benefits or do not want them will be paid $11.25 an hour.
The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department announced the return of Operation Chill. The program allows officers to hand out thousands of free Slurpee tickets to kids who excel in various areas around Las Vegas.
All right, everyone, thank you for coming. We're so excited to have you guys here. I'm Joe Bartels. I'm with the Public Information Office here at the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. I'm pitch hitting for Beth Fisher, who's on vacation today. So we are so excited to have you here. So important that you guys come here and meet with us. This is Operation Chill. It's been in the works for many years, over 20 years, and how appropriate today is the official start of summer as well. So let's kick this off. This is a great partnership with 7-Eleven, and we're so excited that you're here. Let's bring in Assistant Sheriff Jamie Prosser, who will share a little bit more about Operation Chill.
Good morning. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department is involved in strategic operations every day, but Operation Chill is by far one of our favorites. Thanks to 7-Eleven, our officers will have thousands of positive interactions with kids this summer as they pass out free Slurpee coupons. Our captains here today will be taking these coupons back to their area commands so that officers all over the valley can be on the lookout for kids doing great things. We use these coupons to encourage kids all over our community and show them that police officers truly do care. Our officers oftentimes dig into their own pockets to bring a smile to a kid's face. And we appreciate 7-Eleven understanding the importance of these positive interactions. We can't make our community safe without partnerships. Operation Chill is a great example of a partnership with our police department. It's a great program and our officers love it. I can guarantee you that once the news gets out today that we have a full supply of free Slurpee coupons, the kids will be out looking for us. Thank you so much and have a great summer.
The Basin Avenue and Black Road intersection will be closed starting 4 p.m. today, Thursday, to begin preparation for paving operations on Friday. The intersection will remain closed until the paving contractor completes the project, which is anticipated to be Friday afternoon. Please avoid the area and use alternate routes. The paving is part of the multi-phase road and utility project on a nearly 1.2-mile stretch of Basin Avenue, starting near Highway 160 to just north of Black Road. Anyone who is interested in becoming a foster parent can sign up to start taking the 8-week course. Rory has the story.
Registration is now open for the 8-session training in Carson City, Nevada. Any Nevadans interested in training to become foster parents in rural Nevada have the opportunity to join this virtual training this summer. DCFS is working to recruit and train foster families in rural Nevada's 15 rural counties to help children in need. The online training is designed to help and prepare parents with sessions covering things like what life is like in foster homes, licensing steps, and keys to success, caring for children who have special needs or have experienced trauma, and working with birth families. After completing all training sessions, participants can move to foster care's next steps, which include the completion of a background check and inspection of a home study for DCFS to ensure that the home and family are a good fit for children being in foster care. Rural foster parents can be single or married, work full-time or part-time, or rent to own their home. Foster parents can also receive a stipend to help with food, housing, clothing, and educational supplies. Training sessions will be held twice a week from July 11th to August 3rd of this year from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And to learn more about this training series, you can contact Kevin Quint at 775-684-1973, or you can email him at kevin.quint@dcfs.nv.org.
News 25 will be back after this commercial break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
And welcome back to News 25. Share Village Las Vegas has announced their 2023 Emergency Water and Nutrition Program to help those who are facing food insecurities. Mikey Ruhan has the details.
Share Village Las Vegas is proud to announce the launch of their 2023 Emergency Water and Nutrition Program powered by the Venetian Resorts, Las Vegas. This innovative program is designed to provide access to drinking water and nutritious foods for thousands of Las Vegas residents facing food insecurity. This program supports United States veterans, families, individuals, and children who may be facing extreme water or nutrition deficiency, either because of their economic hardship or due to emergency situations beyond their control. Through this collaborative effort, Share Village Las Vegas and the Venetian Resorts Las Vegas will bring much needed aid to local communities. Additionally, this collaboration also serves as an example of how corporate citizens can work together to resolve urgent issues plaguing our city and neighborhoods today. The Share Village Las Vegas Community Pantry is located at the Share Village main campus at 50 North 21st Street, Las Vegas. For additional information on access to services, download the Share Village Las Vegas mobile app or visit sharelasvegas.org.
Many American men have turned to testosterone replacement therapy, but little is known about how it impacts men's health, especially the heart. So if the FDA required the makers of testosterone therapies to conduct safety trials to learn more, Cleveland Clinic led one of those studies.
The question we were asking was, were there more cardiovascular events in men who were getting testosterone compared to men who were getting a placebo? The answer is that there were not. There were almost identical numbers of events in the placebo group and in the men taking testosterone. However, it is very important that we not overinterpret the findings. This was a very specific group of patients.
Dr. Stephen Neeson and his team studied about 5,000 men between the ages of 45 and 80 with low testosterone. Participants had heart disease or were at high risk and were experiencing symptoms of low testosterone, like decreased sexual desire, loss of body hair, and depression. They were split into two groups. One received testosterone gel and the other placebo. Results showed testosterone treatment was not unsafe in regard to major heart-related issues, including heart attack and strokes. However, there were some other safety concerns.
There was a higher rate of venous thromboembolism, that's clots in the legs. It wasn't a large number, but it was an imbalance toward testosterone. And in fact, the current guidelines suggest that men who have had clots in their legs should not be treated with testosterone. That was probably the most important and most serious adverse event that was observed.
Dr. Neeson says the testosterone group also experienced more kidney issues and AFib, which is an irregular heart rhythm. He cautions men about using testosterone therapy unless it's really needed and says it's best to talk to your doctor about appropriate blood tests and treatment options.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Well, it looks like the winds have kicked up a bit under partly cloudy skies. John has your weather forecast coming up next.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, all up and down the Ace Country Radio Network and worldwide on the local BTV app, the app you should get on your phone, because it's fun. Burnley, 78 degrees, 80 out there in Fallon, Carson City, 4 days now running, 73 degrees. And the Cool Spot Award winner, once again, congratulations, 76 out there in beautiful Tonopah. Goldfield saw 77. It's all the way up to 87 sweaty desert degrees in Beatty and 93 in Las Vegas and Amargosa. 2 days tied, 2 days weather twins, 2 days Hot Spot Award winners. Congratulations to y'all. 103 out there in Death Valley. And here in the paradise of Pahrump. Let's take a look. Current temperature, 88 degrees. It's as much as 90 a little bit earlier. That was today's high. Southwesterly winds to 16 miles per hour. Put a little exclamation point on the day as the sun rose this morning at 5:26 a.m. Setting this evening, let's look forward to 8:04. We hung on to all that daylight. I don't think we lost a minute. Maybe tomorrow we'll lose a minute or two of daylight, but we're heading to a low tonight of 60 degrees with southeasterly winds to 15 miles per hour. That humidity up to 21%. And what's that carry us into for the weekend? Well, we got sunshine, that's for sure. 85 degrees tomorrow. We're going to get up to low and mid-90s throughout the weekend and on the way up to 100 degrees by this coming Thursday. 12-mile-per-hour winds throughout the week. They just do not vary, but they're not actually that constant. It just kind of comes and goes. And 12 mile per hour, it feels like just a little birthday puff, don't you know? Like all right, now, candles are out. All right, back to the desk.
Thank you, John. Well, that wraps up this edition of News 25. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great evening.